Frank was he was a low-key manager. But was very creative fella, and he would be in there, and I'd come with my set of questions, optically related kind of thing, and he was always able to. We would sit down, and he was able to give me a good answer as to how to deal with that, and he was also able to do that with the digital processing. He was a very sort of wide scope technical background. And even the analog, we had the analog engineer, which had his set of problems, and the digital. And he worked out a lot of the algorithms, how this thing was going to be decoded. He did that himself. Well, I know he was working in Santa Barbara, he told me, and because we used to go out to lunch almost every day together and did a lot of talking. And RCA called him, and they had this bullseye, and they said, Frank, come on up here, we want you to be part of this program. And then during the course of the fight over the specifications for the barcode itself, the committee decided that the bullseye had some fundamental problems in terms of not meeting the tolerances in terms of the direction that was printed, and you get smearing and stuff like that. Frank never really believed that, and so when they accepted the current code or barcode specification, RCA said, we're out of it. So Frank was going, oh man, here I'm stuck in the winters back east, and what am I going to do now, kind of thing. And he said, I'll never get back to, because Santa Barbara was a gorgeous place to do his work. And out of the blue, Fred Barlick called and said, we intend to develop our own scanner, and we'd like you to join National Semiconductor. And he said, I was so happy. And he told the wife, he said, we're going to California, we're never leaving again. So yeah, but Frank had, I'm not sure where his technical, he worked for the Navy for a number of years. I can remember him telling me, he was on Hawaii actually before December 7th, 1941. And he said, Ken, I was just sitting there in the island, and this is so boring. I said, Frank, how could you be bored in Hawaii? He said, I'd be on this chair, rocking chair, rocking back and forth, looking at the ocean, and I'd say, I'm bored out of my mind kind of thing. But when Pearl Harbor happened, they brought Frank back to MIT because the radar was starting to develop, and they needed people that were technically to be able to handle that kind of stuff. So he came up through that ranks, and he's just basically a very bright guy. And so he provided me a lot of, actually all my first pass of optics I got from Frank. And so he got me excited about it, and of course that's like a lot of things. Then you put a lot of extra effort in yourself. And
That's right.